You would be so surprised to know how many organizations do not have regular team meetings. Now, if you are guilty of this here, there's hope. Don't worry. So ask yourself, why should you have regular team meetings? All of us want to have a more productive team, more organized business, and high performance team in a sense. But yet we're not doing, as the owners, as the leaders of the organization or the leaders of the team, you're not doing what you are supposed to be doing. So having regular team meetings is one key area of how can you start having high performance team. Now, if you're not having regular meetings, start implementing on a weekly basis to meet with your team. I'm going to share with you few pointers or tips of to take into consideration when you think about team meetings. Now, ensure that they're a fixed start and end time. You don't want to get into a meeting, hour meeting, 2 hours meeting, and it's a bunch of gaff at the end of the meeting. Are you a bunch of babbling and talking of unnecessary things too? So have a fixed time. It must be scheduled where either it is every Friday, it's every Saturday, or every Monday, whatever the time, the start and the end time will be, whichever date you have selected. Now ensure that it is frequent and consistent. Not that this week we're going to have a meeting and maybe till next 2 months we have a meeting. You will be so surprised if I tell you how many business owners that I have spoken to, how many other organization leaders that I've spoken to say they don't have any meetings with their team. And then we wonder why, we have people who are so disconnected. So frequent, right? Frequent meeting and make it consistent. Now have a clear agenda. If you're going to have an hour meeting, ensure that you have agenda items that you want to discuss so that you are on point and not wasting time in that meeting. You can also have your team maybe come up with topics that they would like to see cover in the meetings. So from beforehand, the agenda is set, what will be discussed. As the chairperson of the meeting, ensure that you are in control and others are not maybe on their phone, maybe they're not taking part, they're not included, and they're maybe totally disconnected in your meeting. You take control, and also careful that you might have some kind of friction happening, that you are in control of what's going to take part in that meeting. Do you have out of your meetings, do you actually have an action plan where you have points, who will do what by when? Okay, by when these things must be done before the next meeting? What are the dates? Who is going to be the person who is going to follow up with the persons that are there that has to do something along that line? So action points. Your meeting should not just be a gaff and out of it nobody knows what they're about to do. Now if your team has been able to accomplish something, and they went beyond whatever it is, what is something that you can recognize them by? So who needs to be recognized in this meeting? Celebrate your team's performance with them. Let them feel involved and valued. Now ensure that everyone is part of it. In Action Coach, we have what we call a WIFL, what I feel like expressing. Start your weekly meeting with a WIFL. Get everybody to express something that either they learn, something that's on their mind, get out what they're thinking. So introduce a WIFL in the team meetings, and then make sure you are honest. You are having open, honest communication with your team. Don't expect your team members them to open up to you when you are very closed, right? As leaders, we do also need to be vulnerable before our team and show them what open, honest communication looks like. Now, these are just few tips that can help you get started with your team meetings. Remember, it's not a once a quarter, once maybe half yearly meeting or once a year meeting. It should be regular meeting. And I would suggest that you do weekly meetings to keep your team together. Okay? Planning, organizing, get the team together. Now, if you like this video, if you would like to share this video to someone that needs to hear about this or need to start implementing team meetings, please do share it, comment, and also like the video. Okay, so this is Coach Shanti from Action Coach. Have a wonderful day.